you will decide how much you need. Second, you will decide from whom you will take. Third, you will decide whether it is a long term or short term. Profit planning. Once it is allocated, how he will generate money from that. What are the objectives and roles of financial management? You have 1 lakh rupees. Will you invest in share market or will you invest in bank? If there is any improvements in the area, they will collect money from the government. Hello everyone, I am your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the session 2 of your topic called the subject is financial management. Now, under financial management, we are doing introduction about financial management. So this will be your chapter number 1. In the first session, we understood what is your financial management, introduction as well as the goals of financial management. What we will study in today's session, we'll go for that. So in today's agenda will be very simple, it will be very short, like the first thing will be your objectives, functions as well as role of financial management. So what will be the agenda? Agenda is very simple, objectives, functions as well as role of financial management. This is very important. Why? Because in the 10 or 15 mark question, they may ask you what are the objectives and roles of financial management. The question will be like this. What is financial management? Explain its objectives as well as its roles. Now, there are 2 types of questions you can expect. One will be what is financial management? Explain its objectives and roles. And the second question, it will be what is financial management? Difference between financial management as well as financial accounting or cost accounting. Like that you may get. But in this you can expect only one, that is what is financial management? Explain its objectives as well as functions. Now, so what will be the objective? That will be your first slide in this. Objectives of financial management. As I told you, these are your theory part. So in this only you have major points, but detailed notes will be sent to you personally. Now, in this, these are the objectives of financial management. Which are those? Now, first one, to ensure regular and adequate supply of fund to the concern. So what is a major objective of financial management? Like, I am running a business. Now, I'll need cash everyday basis because it is a daily wages system. Every day I need to pay to my laborers. Along with that, I should buy raw materials, and along with that, I should pay my electricity bill, water, fuel, everything I have to pay day-to-day basis. Now, in this case, ensure regular and adequate supply of fund. Whether every day I am getting money, whether every day I have adequate supply to give it to all the expenses. These things will be managed by financial management. Second, to ensure adequate returns to the shareholders, like you have 10,000, balance 90,000 you have taken from outsiders. Outsiders, it is nothing but shareholders. Now, what is your investment? Your investment is 1 lakh. 10,000 is your money. 90,000 you have collected from outsiders, shareholders. Now, whatever profit you will earn, in that profit you have to pay even to the shareholders. That is nothing but to ensure adequate returns to the shareholders, which will happen upon the earning capacity, market price of the share, expectation of the shareholder. These things are very important. According to that, the money is paid to the shareholder. That we need to carefully Check. Second point. And the third one, to ensure optimum fund utilization. So what is optimum fund utilization? Very simple. Normally our politicians, what they will do, like there is any improvements in the area, they will collect money from the government, and if they use properly, few ministers are there, they utilize the money properly. So they have collected from the government 1 crore, and complete 1 crore they have spent for development. That is called as optimum fund utilization. One more thing. So I'll give you simple example. So your dad gave you 1000 to purchase a new cloth. Now complete 1000 you spent to purchase a cloth, like 999 rupees. So it is nothing but optimum utilization. The money is given for what purpose? It should be fulfilled. That is called optimum utilization. Now, once the funds are produced, they should be utilized in maximum possible way, at least cost. Like once you got your money means you have to spend it in the optimally. Like as I told you, with 100 rupees he had 4500 worth food. Like that, with limited cash you should go for more benefit. Like very simple. In case of Deepavali or something, if you want to buy crackers, if you go for individual cracker, it will be expensive. If you go for some complete family pack or something, it will be what? Cheaper. The cost will be less. That is called your first point. Clear? Yes. Next. To ensure safety on investment, fund should be invested in safe. As I told you, you have 1 lakh rupees. Will you invest in share market or will you invest in bank? 90% of the people, they invest in bank, even though return is less. Why? Because there is no risk. So, in case of fund investment, you must have safety. Next, to ensure safety is over, to plan a sound capital, structure. What is capital structure? Any idea? So we will discuss about capital structure while doing capital structure problem. But I'll give you a brief idea. Now, you need 10 lakh worth rupees. So, sir, for some project. How much you need? You want 10 lakh. Now, you have 3 options. One, you can go for equity shareholders. You can go for preference shareholders. You can go for debenture holders. Now, if you go for equity shareholders, nothing to pay. If you go for preference, you have to pay dividend. If you go for debenture holders, you have to pay interest. Now, you have to decide, should I go for equity? Should I go for preference? Should I go for debenture? Equity, nothing to pay, but they will be the owners of the company. Preference shareholders, you have to pay dividend. Comparatively, equity, they have less rights. Debenture holders, they are nothing but outsiders. So it is easy for you, but even though company is in loss, they have to pay interest for them. So you have to plan from whom I can take 1 lakh. That is called capital structure. We'll learn more about this. As I told you, your financial management, once we're done with theory part, the rest of the things are very interesting. So you will love the subject, but in the theory part, it may be little boring. Now, capital structure you understood. Now, there should be sound and fair. And the last point, composition of capital, so that balance is maintained between debt and equity. Equity means what? Your equity shareholder. Debt means what? Your debenture holder. You need to balance. You can go for 5 lakh debenture. You can go for 5 lakh shareholder. Like this, you need to balance and plan. If you want, you can take screenshot of objectives. Next part will be functions of financial management. Very important. Once we're done with your objectives, The next part will be your functions. Now, in your examination, only points are not sufficient. Along with points, you should go with explanation also. Now, estimation of capital requirement. So, what is the main function of financial management? If you want to start a new venture, new business, now, how much capital required? Like, you have to go for a house or else a office premises. You have to go for furnitures. You have to appoint some workers. You have to pay for vehicles. You have to pay some advances, registration cost, and your raw material purchase, machinery. Everything you have to plan properly. What will be your requirement of capital? It is very simple. If you want to start a business, your parents will ask you how much money you require. Means what is your capital requirement. That is your first part. Second one, determination of capital composition. As I told you, whatever capital you want, like you decided that you need 1 lakh capital. This is called estimation of capital. Once you estimated 1 lakh, you will take it from whom? Like 50,000 from your parents and 50,000 from shareholders. So like this will be your capital composition. Then choice of sources of fund, like whatever you have taken from your parents, it will be long-term source. Whatever taken from shareholders, assume that this is short-term source. You have to repay it soon. So this is called choice of sources of fund. Next, investment of fund. You have collected 1 lakh. 1 lakh, what you will do? You will invest in raw materials, machinery, and your premises, salary, everything you will spend. That is called investment of fund. Hope you are getting. Go point by point. Create a story in that. You will understand better. So, first, you will decide how much you need. Second, you will decide from whom you will take. Third, you will decide whether it is a long term or short term. Then you will decide where to invest. Now, disposal of surplus. You have invested and you got profit of 1 lakh. What you will do that 1 lakh? Disposal of surplus. Out of 1 lakh, you will pay some interest to your dad. You will pay dividends to your shareholders. You will pay off all the salaries. Everything will be done. That is nothing but disposal of surplus. Now, management of cash. Once you disposed 1 lakh, out of that keep 10,000 as emergency purpose. That will be management of cash. Finally, financial control. You have to control unnecessary cash outflow. You have to restrict. Like any raw material which is available for 10,000, you are buying from your friend for 15,000. How much you are spending? 5,000 extra. If you control that, the better quality is available for 10,000, then stop this buying. Stop buying from your friend. Go to outsider, collect for 10,000. So these all about controlling of your finance. This is called functions of financial management. Hope you understood. Now, so if you want, you can take screenshot. Next one, role of financial manager. So management is over. Now we are talking about manager, the person in charge of that financial management, the person who is responsible for that financial management. We call it as role of financial manager. Now, rising of fund. As we told, we have to collect money before investment. That will be done by whom? Financial manager. Second, allocation of fund. Once money is raised, he will distribute to all. That is called allocation of fund. Profit planning. Once it is allocated, how he will generate money from that? How he will generate profit from that? He will do that business. That will be profit planning. And the last part, understanding capital market. For example, he has invested somewhere in that the market is down. Suddenly he has to take back that money. He has to invest where it has more demand. What kind of business will give you more profit? These things he should plan properly. That is called understanding capital markets. Hope you understood. Now, so this is all about your role of financial manager. As I told you, in the PPT, I have given you only points. Complete explanation I'll give you in the notes. So this is all about your today's session. We discussed about objectives of financial management. Then we discussed about the role of financial management as well as the role of financial manager. This is all about your today's session. In the next session, we will go for very important topic that will be sources of finance. That will be long-term as well as short-term sources. That is a sure question for your examination. Thank you.